Right. Good morning, traders. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week. You should be able to chat with me, chat with each other, see my screen, hear my voice. Good morning, Don. Good morning, Mike. Oh, thank you, Don. Looking good. Excuse me. Good morning, Peter. Good morning to you, Simone. Happy hump day indeed, Mike. Good morning to you, El Jago and Tom Cook. Okay, we'll give it just another minute for anyone who's loading up to get in, and then we'll get cracking. All right. Okay. Hey, good morning to you, Art. Good to see you officially. Good morning. Welcome to the Options Income Launchpad Wednesday Market Midpoint. My name is Scott. I will be your host. As always, let me remind you what we do is for education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing we do or say should be intended or construed as a recommendation to buy or sell any security or financial product. We're not brokers or advisors. Therefore, we do not give what will be considered personalized investment advice. Any decisions made based on anything or information you see from us should be done so at your own risk, yada, yada, yada. The usual check in, little revisit of our market posture, review some open trades, look for some setups. I know we've got more trades brewing this week, and we'll go from there. Trading plan progress. If you're new, I hope you're going through this. If you've been around a while and you've gone through a couple of passes, I get if you start to slow down. But this is one of the most important things that if you're with us, you know, the your first 6 months, you should have at the end of that 6 months a stronger trading plan than you ever thought possible. Um, you have the template, you have the sections, and then each week we go in. There's a lot of information specifically about developing that trading plan. We have a full trading plan development course where we go through each section. And so just want to make sure that we continue that pursuit because that's one of the core assets that you should have in place when we're done here or early on here. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So again, little bit of pullback going on. We kind of feel the jitters in the market right now. We have some continued uncertainty in the U.S.-Iran conflict. There's exchange of strikes. There's a really tenuous ceasefire, and apparently, any diplomatic discussions are stalled for the most part. So that's where it puts us. Let's see. Yeah, Bitcoin still. We have some new tariffs We have some new tariffs that haven't done much yet. And what do we have? ADP report finds sustained momentum. Okay. 122,000 jobs in May. The expectation. What is going on with this webpage? Did they change their webpage all of a sudden? Apparently they did. Ooh, it's exciting. It can now open and close them like an accordion. We were expecting 110 last month, 109. That's a nice 10% ish surprise. We got 122,000. Tomorrow we have jobless claims. We haven't seen much there that would be in any way concerning. We've been sitting down in the low 200s for quite some time. Non-farm payrolls last month were 115. This month expecting to drop, but who knows? Maybe now that we have this, we'll see something a little bit more positive. But one thing that I will say, as the conflict continues to go on, the labor market really is holding things up. So if we start to see any weakness in there, that's going to be extremely concerning if we don't fix something else. We have continued to discuss what we believe is a narrow market, and it's same kind of thing. So in our market posture, we're really looking to see if the institutions are going to expand where they're investing and start moving into more growth segments like financials, like consumer discretionary, like industrials. Those are some core ones that we're looking at. We're seeing some signs there. But I know deep down, there's concerns. We should address those concerns. We should talk about what signs would the market have to demonstrate to really start to activate those concerns more. Obviously, the VIX is something that we look at, right? The VIX is clearly something. But for me, one of the core activation levers of, hey, this is really starting to get concerning, would be if we get labor weakness. Right. So we have kind of an interesting perspective in our group. We're watching the markets and we're seeing the AI impact, right? Which is having a hugely positive impact on the stock market. In fact, we talked yesterday about potentially having what I would call hyper narrowness, not just standard narrow, where we're like, ooh, the NASDAQ is carrying. It's more than just technology, but it's actually AI oriented tech. So it's a very narrow framework that we're on right now. If we don't see that spread, if we don't see that breadth start to move across the market, indicating increased institutional strength, not just hey, we all like this AI, but because what's interesting is you're also starting to see, not a lot, and I know that everyone's like, oh, AI is going to put everybody out of a job. There are some anecdotal signs of that. Nothing too pervasive yet, but it's an interesting scenario where what is really driving the stock market right now is potentially driving the labor market into softness. Right? Does the AI capacity allow companies to start minimizing jobs? And you've seen some of it, but broadly speaking, there's been some challenges because AI does make mistakes. You still need somebody monitoring, so it's not like you can just let it go. So the next couple of months, I think, will be very interesting. As for right now, what are we looking to do? I'm looking to trade what I see. What do you see? I see the market having just made a nice bullish move, a nice swing coming out of a new swing high, swing low. Excuse me. Um, we had this swing up. We got to this new high, swing low, swing high. I mean, if we were patternistic, which we are, we might be thinking to ourselves, "Hey, you know what? There's a chance that we have a consolidation." Um, okay, great. Does that what does that mean? Well, some things could still be going higher. Some things have already started consolidating. Remember that this is an average of over 500 thing or of 500 things, so it's a composite. But yeah, right now, what would we assess? My market posture is bullish, solidly bullish. I wouldn't say very bullish. Very bullish is 6.5, 7. I'd say it's solidly bullish. What is my trading posture? A little cautious because we are at the end of an 8, 9, 10 day swing up. We just had it. It's now hitting resistance. Our stochastics is overbought. I'll draw a line and starting to roll. Yeah, that's what we should be thinking here. If I see an opportunity, I'm certainly still willing to take it. But okay, let's go look at the VIX real fast, and then we'll get into some other things. So, what are we seeing here? Well, we're seeing a little bit of the VIX moving forward. It's not concerning at this point. Not something that I would say, "Oh, this is concerning." It's a minor pop up. Where's my drawing tools? So lower low, lowest low. And now it's moving back. I mean, this thing could move all the way back up here to 18. And that would still be a lower high. My score would still improve from that. And that might be what we need to get down here to these older, more historical lows that we're trying to get back to. Um, okay. Let's see. Uh, all right. Um, Sorry, lost my train of thought. Let's go to the top. What are you in? I want to know what you're trading. I want to know what you're holding. I want to know what you're considering. We've elevated our discussions lately as a group. You guys might not have noticed because it's subtle sometimes. I've noticed. I've noticed you guys bringing more trades to the table. I've noticed people willing to share, talk about setups. What are they thinking about? It's a great flow of information. It's what part of what this thing's supposed to be is that collaboration. Boom. I'm going to jump around. I know that you guys think, Scott, but you're so hard. You only go alphabetical. Nope. Today I'm going around. Look at that. I got Sarah and Mike both with SU. I got to go straight to that. straight to Suncor. And this is, we talked about this a little bit last night. This energy, Suncor's looking good. Enbridge looking good. If you didn't see it, here is something we looked at yesterday in the evening time. I went in to this is, can I get more of these in one page? No. This is the energy sector. And you can kind of see what we have going on, right? You can see that there's a lot of these. CVE looks very similar. AEISI looks very similar. Pump, PTN. Look at all these things turning. So I'm not surprised. Halliburton. Let's go to page 2. I can find. There's SU. Looks beautiful. There's some of these are more sideways on this page. Look, PAA looks great. EMB looks great. TRP looks great. What was my ultimate take on this? One or two. I don't want a bunch. One or two. So yes, fabulous. I love it, Sarah. Nice trade. Whether it was Suncor, whether it was EMB, etc. Let's see. WDC, Visa, and RT. Okay. I'm gonna walk through. We're gonna just look at some trades from you guys, and then we'll go through the watch list. Let me pull it up. If I'm gonna encourage it, I'm gonna encourage it. WDC is obviously fantastic. If you're holding it, especially. I mean, we looked at it yesterday, and we're like, it's overextended, it's overbought. It's hard to want to trade into it. If you're in it, yeah, I'd hold it too. I'd hold it too. Look at these beautiful Heiken-Ashi candles showing nothing but momentum. I love it. WDC Visa. Okay, so Visa, yeah, credit. And this is across the board. We're not seeing the love in the credit sector that we're seeing in banks or brokers, even a little bit of insurance. So I definitely am looking to see some momentum in the financials. It's just, you can kind of see now. Now this one looked like it was going to try to come out of earnings, right? Got this big earnings bop, pulled back, higher low. That was nice. And then it just couldn't get anywhere. But it pulled back and it was trying right here. And it's like, is it going to give a higher low and maybe try to bust out? And then it was just like, do. We'll see if it can make a comeback. Let's see. RT Ruby Tuesday. Is that right? RT? Oh no. Sorry. It's not Visa and RT. I've just realized. He's probably putting the quote or new thing now. It's VRT. That's my bad, you guys. I'm like, Ruby Tuesday, what's that? Love it. I'm going to go scroll down and see if that's right. I bet he meant VRT. Charles said. And he said yes. Okay. Okay. We're all on the same page now. I'm only on one cup of coffee, you guys. Come on, give me a break. Yeah, VRT is definitely trying to make that bounce. A little stall. We'd love, I'm sure, to see it just kind of get through that. At least let it get back to the old high. Got it. Walmart holding Walmart. Yeah, Walmart's a tough one. I don't. I feel like it's stronger than what it's showing. I think it's turning into a value play now, right? Like it just needed to reset its PE a little bit. Yeah, I'm kind of like, where's this selling coming from? But it did seem to find some old support. Not quite all the way to that low, actually, but yeah, it looks like it's trying to get a little bit of a bounce recovery. Good morning, Stephen D. Good to see you, sir. All right. Did I get everyone? I got WDC, I got SO, Enbridge, SU, and Enbridge, Walmart. Okay. All right. Hello, Vladimir. Good to see you. Okay, let's keep going. American Airlines, which by extension becomes possibly Delta Airlines, which also potentially becomes Viking Cruises. Or I haven't looked at them. I have VIK on mine, but if we were to go CCL, I have a feeling it'll look okay. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, not quite as good. Let's go RCL maybe. Okay, so Viking is definitely the strongest of the cruises. We've got the right one there. But airlines, you can see United looks good. You can see Southwest, not as good. I like the others better. Let's see Alaska, ALK, Southwest and Alaska, probably in the same place. I'm going to say Delta, Air American look a little stronger. Maybe United behind that. I think we got the right ones. I think Delta's setting up. I think there's definitely some momentum developing in the travel aspect of consumer discretionary. Okay, Apple. So Apple, if you believed it was a one-day consolidation, got its signal yesterday. Today it's kind of stalled. We'll see. ADM holding that one too, as am I. As am I. We got our first target. Now it seems to be breaking out. And let's see if we can get on up to 87. Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a strong one. Nice trade. Love that. AMAT still trying, still making moves. So is AMD. Both look a little overextended. Hard to want to enter new trades, right? At this point, as you look at something like AMAT or AMD, you're not thinking, oh, I'm thinking about jumping in. You're thinking, hey, these look a little overextended. We would love to see a pullback, reset, and give us an opportunity for something fresh coming out of that. Charles says, NVIDIA, let's go see. I already took some. Let's go down there. We'll jump ahead. So I took some as we got up into this area here. I think a couple of people told me that they were taking some off. In fact, I think Stephen D said he took the whole thing. He's just like, yeah, got what I wanted, in and out. I wanted more. I'm gonna wait. This is the first time. I mean, yesterday it dropped to my line. That's what's hard, right? Is it had a great jump ahead, and then it really accelerated, and then it fell back to my line. That's my line. Yesterday. Today, it's going through my line, and I don't like that. Nor does anybody else who's still in a piece of that trade. But if I'm ever going to make it up here to this 238, I've got to be able to hold through these things. I'm going to see if it can get back up in the afternoon. Close, I'd say, I don't know, 220. 220. then yeah, I think we may still have something. I mean, look, we got a good entry on it. That's favorable to us, right? A good entry really helps out um when it comes to what we're seeing now. Ah, there you go. Steven did the same as me. Took part of it. I thought you said you closed and just walked off with the mic drop, but no. Okay. You and me both. Let's see where this thing finishes today, if it can give us some recovery. Okay. Ooh, I feel like I'm doing pretty good jumping around today. Looking to get back in on the turn. I would do the same. And it's a hard one because it's like, do we consider that a hiccup? Is it a hiccup if it comes back down? But if it stabilizes above 210 and gives me another opportunity, I agree. I agree. Okay. Where was I? AMKR, so choppy. I'd be shocked if anybody traded this thing. It's just very choppy. In fact, as I look at it, I'm thinking, you know what? It's not really developing into something that's tradable. I'm bouncing it. We have other things that look good. Amazon. So there's Amazon. It's trying to hold the 50. If it holds the 50 in turns, I would think about it. I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna manifest another trade here. It's gonna hold for just another day or so, and then it's gonna bounce, and it's gonna be like, this is what we're gonna look for from that. ASX. Um, so you can make an argument that that's the flag. I'm going to watch the stochastics. I'm going to see if this thing actually drops back down again. I could see us filling this gap actually, and then turning. I don't know. It wasn't enough consolidation. I'm still looking. Did anybody pull the trigger on this one? So I've gotten 2 out of 3. I know someone got 3 out of 3 here, but I don't know. I feel like patience should prevail in this regard. AXTI, BAC. Let's pause for a second. We were looking for that momentum. You could see it kind of tried, but today we have a little bit of a stumble, right? Little bit of a stumble coming. We'll see. I hope we can get that momentum in the financial sector. Baidu, BTSG, nice little flag pattern developing, very strong trend. Very strong trend. Let's see. BW holding up. What am I looking for here? At this point, if it turns, if I got a candle probably like that, I would kick this thing up out. That's what I'd be looking for. Last time it meandered a little while. If I get into this trade, like let's say right there, that would be the equivalent of what I'm kind of looking for, right? It pulled back. We had these inside days. You can almost see there's this candle, there's this candle, then a red one, and then a little red one, and then boom. Now, if you would have taken this trade, you got a reversal candle, and then it held, and then it turned. I think it's important for you to look backwards and be like, if I take this trade, what's it likely to do? Do I expect it to just take off immediately in my direction? We always love when that happens, but I think it's important that we establish realistic expectations um, about what might happen. So yeah, I'm looking at this one. City stalling, still on its trajectory though. Caterpillar trying to move. CF. Cisco pulled back a little bit. CSIQ. CSX Industrials trying a little bit. There's Delta looking bullish. Dell on a pullback. DIA. Here's the Dow is what? Where are we on the Dow? Down 0.64. On the Russell, we're down 1.2%, a little bit more there. On the NASDAQ, we are down only 0.25%. And on the SPY, we're down about 0.4%. Oh, it's interesting. It's pretty interesting. All right, where were we? We were at GE. So I like industrials trying to make, got a few industrials trying to show up. GE Aerospace is one of them on this pullback. I think there's a potential for a trade setting up here. Gold, not much for us there. GM, same kind of a thing. We got the breakout, we got the new high. Now it's pulling back. Could I look at Lay's? Absolutely. Absolutely. Today is the out of order look at anything day. It's a lot of fun. Well, look at this penny stock turning into a low price stock. We were down around 80 cents. And then yesterday, some kind of news came out and we opened up at 120 and we finished at 240. So it doubled during the day. And then it jumped up again and it's run up again. I mean, it looks very much news oriented. And it is um it is I think dangerous. Let's go to a shorter chart. I don't even know. 5 minute. Okay, so the 5, you could probably do some day trading on this thing. Um, and right now, it looks like it's well, what just happened? I don't know what I just did. I went to Intel. I'm like, wait, what? LASC. We'll zoom in. Yeah, I'd say this thing is setting up for an intraday trade. You can see here this candle, cut it in half. Old resistance, new support is just kind of popping. If it stabilizes and turns, I think it's heading up to $6. I'm saying it's heading to 6. I don't know. I don't know. If you like trading low price stocks via I wouldn't trade options on it. Look at the implied volatility. That's 330% implied volatility. And just to give you a comparison, I'll just jump into Marvell. Marvell's also high; it's 100%. And then I'll go to the SPY, which is at 16%. 330 is pretty high. So trade the stock if you're going to do it. Interesting one. What was the news, Peter, on that? If you know, what was the news? Did they invent some amazing new laser? Seems like it. Who doesn't love cool new lasers? No idea, right? That's so funny. That's me. I'm like, they're like, what do they do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know, but look at that support level. I don't know, but they have liquid options, so we're in business. Where was I? No, I didn't get to the M's. I know that. I feel like I was right around Goldman Sachs. No, I was at Google. Google trying to hold. Uh, I told you I'd think about it if it holds the 50. I said it yesterday, and I'm still thinking about it today. Um, yeah, I could see it. I'd be all right with that. Google owes me a little money. Yeah, I'm just saying. Just there's a little load. Let's look at Goldman. Goldman's looking strong. I feel like Goldman, it's expensive stock, but that's what spread trades are for. Goldman's looking good. Morgan's looking good. Can they help pull financials into a better position? Let's hope so. IBKR, little recovery. If anybody happened to stay, oh, Peter, right? Those debts will be satisfied. They will be paid. Intel, it's turning, but is anyone convinced about that? I couldn't do it. We didn't even get to the old high on this last move. Intel feels a little overbaked for a minute, even though it's moving up from right now. IWM overextended. JCI. Ooh, okay, come on. Johnson Controls contributing to the industrial surge movement that we're looking for. Come on, let's get it. Lionsgate, closer and closer. Be patient, let it come. Lumentum, a little stall today. LRCX. I said that could be the flag. You didn't have volume, but you definitely had the break today. A little bit of continuation. If that's the trade, I'm not going to be in it. Nothing I can do with that. Lunar. Okay, another one. Here's one that's setting up. Lunar Rocket Lab, probably going to look pretty similar. We've got a new higher high. We've got a pullback. It's coming into a higher low. We'll see if it can stabilize and give us an opportunity. Meta. So Meta's an interesting one. It is holding support, but there's no trade here. I need this thing to bust up, come back, then maybe. Meta hasn't trended in a long time. We watch it because it's part of the magnificent, and we need to keep an eye on it, but not right now. Manulife, financial, a little bit of insurance play. We'll see. Monster. Altria. It's turning. Did I look at AVGO, Charles S? No, sir, but I will. A little Broadcom action coming your way. I don't know about the trend on this. I said the same thing here. Someone took it. I said, well, just, if it gets to resistance, take some, see if it can break out. If not, get out. Well, it did. Then it pulled all the way back. So shampoo, rinse, and repeat. Try it again, I guess. If you're not in it already, though, the hard part is you've only got about $3 and change left. I don't know that you could take $1.25. Let's see. AVGO, Broadcom. Just got earnings. Nope, they're about to release earnings. I don't know. Buy the rumor, sell the news. It certainly just ran up right up until its earnings. Now we're on a bearish engulfing on the cusp of the earnings that come out this afternoon. This looks like a great one to watch. Yeah. Uh, where are we? Marvell, the Nvidia guy, Jensen Huang. It's like this is the next $1 trillion company, and everyone's like, now it is. He certainly got there pretty quick. And as we go back to our previous discussion this morning of that little nine voice in the back of our head that's like, well, wait a second, man, is this sustainable? I'm as concerned as you are. Um, I think that I think that there's some overblown expectations in some of these that could give back if things start to, uh, you know, look ugly. Morgan, I like Morgan. Either Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs. If I'm going to trade something financials right now, it's one of those two on the pullback, not now. We just got to move. Now we're waiting for the pullback to set up the next move. Microsoft. Microsoft is a maybe for me. We just saw Apple do something like this, but it broke out. If we come all the way back and can hold, if it can stabilize and then turn, you can see the volume is dropping on the sell. So if that continues to happen and we stabilize here, we might be able to make the trade and catch a couple of things as it makes its way back up towards 500. That would be nice. And it would be nice to have them contribute. Micron on a pullback, just such a strong stock, but now it's pulling back a little bit. Netflix, new lows. Can't seem to find its footing. Nokia, new highs. It was a big entry. If you could get in soon, it would be a good one. It's a nice strong stock. If you're not in it now, you're probably just watching. Nvidia, we talked about. Ooh, it seems to be more down than up. We'll see what the afternoon looks like. We'd love to see that get a little bit better. NVT, no. Oracle.
This is a reminder.
Have a reminder to water my bonsai trees. I forgot to adjust that. PLTR. Oh, PLTR. This one's looking great. I would love. We had our consolidation. It just kept going down. We were patient, waiting for what? A breakup. So there's point number one. Boom, we got it. Check. Then what? Higher high. Point number two. We got it. Now what? I'm going to go right across there. Look at that confluence between the old high, the halfway point of this breakout candle, and a moving average. So anywhere in there, if it starts to slow down and stabilize, and then boom. And this thing will come down and turn, and then what? Yeah, I like Palantir. Palantir's an old friend. An old friend. Okay. Don said he's in Apple, Caterpillar, Nokia, Enbridge, and ADM. Well, I like ADM a lot. I like Enbridge a lot. I like Nokia a lot. I like Caterpillar a good amount. And Apple. Oh, God, you're crushing it, my friend. Is Don 5 for 5? Take the bow, sir. Love it. Palantir, I'm looking for it. It's setting up. It's calling me. I hear the siren call. Philip Morris, uh, I don't know. That was a big pullback for me, which makes me feel like it was now full disclosure. I said this recently about a different trade, and then it took off, and I'm like, yeah, well, there you go, right? But more often than not, I tend not to like that. Are there one offs where it's like, oh, it did it anyways? Of course, sticking to the rules. QQQ overextended. Riot overextended. Looking for the pullback. Rocket Lab or Lunar. Rocket Lab's a little more expensive, but Rocket Lab and Lunar both looking set up. We definitely have things that are looking viable. Ross Stores. The options are still like right on the bubble, but consumer discretionary. Thinking about things like that. RTX down, silver down, SNDK overextended, just kind of sitting up in that overbought range. And the point was made yesterday. It said, Scott, AI requires a shit ton of memory. It's got to remember these things in order to be able to process these things. It's got to have memory to process things. Um, yeah, I agree, but I'm still not buying up at resistance. SPY. It's pretty flat. I mean, look, we're at the same place we've been basically all morning, down about 0.4%. STM. We were looking for this one and hoping it was going to pull back a little and give us an entry, and then it just took off. Nothing we can do there. Nothing we can do there. Tesla, if you like it, it's thinking about it. It kind of has a little bit of a symmetrical triangle type pattern going on here. For me, what that means is this really isn't necessarily a trade, because if you think the triangle is going to hold, it might only go up a day or two and then just kind of roll back down. You could buy it looking for the break. You could wait for the break. You could wait for the break and then a pullback, or you could just keep watching. TSM overextended, but it did move. Give it credit where credit's due. UPS overextended. UPS made a big comeback. Wow, is UPS making such a run? UUP, BIAV sideways. Viking Cruises setting up. It's in the mix. Here's the VIX. So, what's the good news about today? And whatever else is going on. We don't see a lot of fear. Not a lot of institutional fear coming with it. VSH continues to run, way overextended. WDC continues to run. Walmart trying to make a comeback. All right. That's our list. I think we have candidates likely to trade today, not unless we get a bullish shift in the afternoon. Right? Not unless we get a bullish shift in the afternoon. I'm not just automatically looking for a turn. I think that if we see the turn, then maybe we have something on our hands, right? Did I miss any? Another good day of people throwing out symbols that they're in, that they're thinking about. Market's holding up overall. There's nothing going on where we're like, oh, this is what we've been thinking about. This guy is falling. It's not, at least not yet. And we will have a sky is falling plan. Let's put that in place. What does that look like? More than just our usual. As it does seem like, we've kind of, if you ever heard the phrase sell in May and go away, we didn't see that. This is not a cyclical market. We're not moving in the typical cycles of the market. So we'll see. Okay. Well, that was what's on my list. Let me go back real fast. Let's check in on SPY one more time. Look at the range. So you can see the sellers really pushed it down. Buyers come back in. If we can break, so if we can break back above 757, and then make a higher low, um, then I would say maybe in the afternoon there is bullishness. It seems like it's trying to shake off the initial sell off here. So I guess we'll take a look and see what happens there. All right. Going forward, tomorrow morning, Glenn will be with us first thing in the morning. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that, my friend. I will be back with him back to back in the afternoon for another round of QA, group coaching, whatever else. It's great to see everybody. Appreciate you all. Love the collaborative nature of our group. I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow night. And as always, happy trading.